I was just reading through my comments, and lately I've been getting a lot of comments with people talking about they can see the faces in their pictures or the letters and the stuff that I've talked about, and people comment about it and ask me about it. Okay, so it's kind of like a refresher. All right, this is what goes on with that. Okay, they're broadcasting to you. All right, so if you take pictures, it's gonna be in your pictures. So when a gang stalker has a broadcast coming to you, by default, it has links built into it. Okay, it's like an advertisement. Okay, they're broadcasting and it's their live stream, so there's always a link for anybody else that's a broadcast person or that can see the broadcast to be able to find the live stream. Okay, so if you see faces, most likely it's them where they are, and if you see letters, it's probably some sort of internet link in most cases, probably to their live stream or something like that. And Marcus, he likes to attack me when I say things that they don't want people to know. Doesn't matter because everybody knows now. It's way too late. Everybody knows that Marcus, this idiot on Howard Circle, is the main reason that the whole world knows about how EMF broadcast works with remote neuromonitoring, because he decided to try to pick on somebody that ain't having that shit. But if you look back at my older videos, I did do some videos, some tutorials on how to process photos to expose the EMF broadcast in the photos. And it's something that I was working on for a minute, but ultimately I believe that it's not the best way to get neuromonitoring. It looks crazy, and like I've started an Instagram putting up EMF pictures, and Marcus actually has the EMF broadcast Instagram hijacked right now. I can't hardly do anything with it with that particular account, but I did a bunch of accounts, and hundreds of people start following me every single day. People that know about broadcast stuff, or a lot of them are famous people and all kinds of stuff. But still, I don't think that is the best way to go about getting neuromonitoring, because, well, I mean, really, the best way. I mean, I know exactly where they are, but I'm trying to be cool, because a situation like that. Look, a lot of people are like, "Hey, you know exactly where they are, so why don't you just run over there and kick their asses or whatever?" It's not like that. You're talking about going to somebody's house where they know you're coming, and they know they can't call the police because they have remote neuromonitoring, mind control stuff going on. And when you go in, it's going to be a life or death situation, and you don't know how many people you're facing or anything like that. So it's like an all-out war. It's like a tactical thing. And if I was to make a decision to make a move like that, then it could be the last decision I ever make, because these people are desperate anyway. So, I'm not that desperate really, because I'm winning, and because I know how it all works, and I know really how to get at it eventually. I know how to get at it. So I still think internet coding is the best way. I do got the tutorials out there about how to process photos to show. And I think if I got Photoshop or something advanced, I was using Photor and Lightroom, and they work well. Especially, I use Over also on my iPad, but Marcus hijacked my iPad to the point where I couldn't use it. But I was using Over, and I layered some photos. Like, I would edit the same photo and get multiple different edits of the same photo with different spectrums showing of the color range or frequency or whatever, and then layer them up. It's called Over. It's an overlay app, and I would layer them up in that Over, and then like one day, bam, like this good link started showing up, and Marcus actually hijacked the whole damn picture. And I did videos about how he took the picture, and he said to me, "No, it's too good. You're not having that one." Right? So he took the picture and moved it to his portion of my iPad that he had allocated for his virtual clone. And I couldn't even access my own shit. But you know, and he's on my internet so damn bad, my Wi-Fi and everything else. I finally just got away from all of that because I'm not a hacker, so I was trying to start learning about this stuff. But meanwhile, everything I try to learn, they're trying to crash me and everything else. So I had to get away from my own Wi-Fi, and and really, I could still do those processing of photos or whatever, and I think Photoshop would be a lot better. Some of the more advanced programs could probably be a lot better. And as far as I know, I'm the first one to really come out here and start talking about how EMF broadcast can be exposed in photography, and that it shows links to neuromonitoring or whatever. So, um, I feel like I'm doing things the right way to let everybody out there know what's going on, and everybody know the real truth, rather than me just have some crazy incident in my neighborhood where people could be hurt or I could go to prison or something like that. So I'm trying to steer away from that. I know a lot of people think blah blah blah. I'm not a little bitch ass type of guy, and I ain't trying to put up with this shit. And trust me, the thought of defending my life and going after them is a real thought, but it's not something that I can do. Um, it's not something that I feel is worth a one shot opportunity at all costs. Everything's on the line, right? I mean, it's just a risk I don't want to take for my daughter, right? I don't want to take that risk. So who knows? But I'm just saying, it's not a risk I want to take. Because I'm winning, and I'm telling everybody else how to win, and we're gonna win, and that's just how it is. And they're all desperate, and they need me to go to prison or whatever, and you know, they want to act like it would be a big setup if I was to do something like that, but in reality, they're all so lost on mind control. I'd probably run in and find them all laying there like fucking idiots, but it's not gonna happen. It's not something that I want to do. So we're not there. We're not at that point. Even though they like to play torture games and play little porch light games, and I know exactly where they are, it's just not something that, look, I'm wanting to go about it the right way and show the whole world how this is done. So that's what I'm doing. But, you know, if there's people out there that aren't with the whole coding thing and learning how the coding works and getting on board with it that way, if you like the idea of processing photos and it's a feasible way to find a lot of good evidence and possibly links to the neuromonitoring. I have found links to stuff that they do by processing photos. Look, YouTube, when you do a video, a lot of their thumbnail pictures that they put for your video, somehow their system can see broadcast stuff. So a lot of their pictures that they choose for my thumbnails for my videos have a lot of broadcast stuff in them, and I have taken those particular still shots before and edited them and found stuff that has to do with my neuromonitoring. Like they had a lot of my childhood name was K9 in my neighborhood, and so the girl that put me on neuromonitoring, she knows this, and they all know this. Everybody knows now. Plus, I put out some music under that name too, K9, and it's good stuff. But I actually found some links to some of the sites that they had. It was like K9.R4 or something like that, and they had like a bunch of different ones they were like Inc. 361s. They were supposed to be Instagram, but I think maybe they had me blocked on the actual Instagram because I was only able to find it through the Inc. 361 thing. But I did access a bunch of that stuff, and I think they ended up taking them down, but maybe not. I don't know. I don't really care anymore. My whole plan now is to learn coding and actually get the neuromonitoring, and when I come out with it, it's going to be the end of the world for them. So, but hit me up or check out my older videos about how to process stuff, and if some people want to get together and talk about that, about processing photography to show the EMF broadcast and how the links are in it, I think it would be a good discussion, and to have people working on that all the time is a good idea. And so it's time for us to unify, if we can get on board with how this really works. And It's not nanoparticles, but I promise, and it's not a microwave gun. But if you want to believe that, go ahead. But what if it is? Then what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about the nanoparticles that are whatever? It's none of that. It's none of that. It's none of that. It's none of that. Targeted people are so easy to influence because they have your mind, so they know what you're thinking. So it's easy for them to play on everything you're thinking, to try to sway you. You gotta think for yourself. What's logical? Really, a nanoparticle? Get fucking real, man. Anyway, y'all hit me up. I think it's a good idea to keep attacking on all of these fronts. So just let me know.